Welcome back to the channel, guys, and you've joined us on this absolutely gorgeous summer's day. This is the Porsche GT3 Touring, and we are about to give this car the full Cambridge car audio treatment.
So what we will be doing in the car today is we will be upgrading the tweeters in the dash with the Horningsea Voce tweeters. In the door we'll be putting in the Horningsea Voce mid-range speakers. For the mid-bass we will be installing the Horningsea Voce mid-bass drivers, and with that we will be putting in our 3D printed speaker adapter. So this will go in place of the original speaker, and our aftermarket speaker will go on in front of that. When the client wants to put his original speakers back in, we just need to remove this and his original speakers can go in, and we can install, if he wants to put it in a second car, everything can go over to that. We will be amplifying the three-way with a Horningsea Forza 800 watt 8-channel amplifier. So that's what we will be doing today. Let's check it out.
So the GT3 Touring is all done. It sounds absolutely bonkers in here, and I'm going to go through with you the spec of the system, why we've selected it, but you've obviously seen all of the install already in today's video, but now it's time to talk about that, and then you'll get to actually have a listen to the final result of this system. So what our client was after, came by, we spec'd out the system, decided exactly what we were going on in terms of with the spec and what he was after on the particular vehicle. Didn't want to go too crazy with it, but wanted a big uplift in those higher frequencies and also give a little bit of a volume boost to combat against that awesome soundtrack of that engine. But obviously with these sorts of things, with these sorts of cars, if you actually own one of these cars, you'll know what I'm on about. I've owned performance cars, many of them, and it is great, and even myself, I do turn the music down and listen to the soundtrack of the car, which is absolutely phenomenal, and there's a time and place for it. However, there are also a time and place for when you want to get back, relax, and you're poodling along the motorway and you just want to listen to some nice music. And especially being a touring, that's exactly what this car is designed for. Those long distance drives, making sure everything is very pleasant when you're also putting your foot down and enjoying the car, but also when you want to just listen to that music and also just kind of take in the scenery around you and you're doing those long distance drives. It makes a huge difference having a proper system. So the client was after a couple of things, that volume increase, but also wanted actually a lot more clarity from the system. Wasn't too worried about the depth of sound, but wanted that clarity. So what we actually opted for was a system that has an amplifier in it, but not only that, it has a processor. So we're using the Horningsea Forza 8-channel amplifier, but it's got processing power in it, so we can basically de-equalize the factory head unit, correct all those issues with the equalization that's outputting from the Porsche system that we've got here. Then you actually, once that's corrected, that then goes into the amplification stage. Amplification goes straight out to the new speakers. The speakers that we've got, we're actually going a three-way fully active front end, and we're bridged on the mid basses. What that basically means is that 8 channels are being all used. Channels 1 is on the left tweeter, 2 right tweeter, 3 on the mid-range, 4 on the right mid-bass mid-range, and then you've got 5 and 6 actually bridged on the left hand side mid bass, and 7 and 8 bridged on the mid bass in the bottom of the door on the right side. So all 8 channels are being used, and the reason why we bridge channels is to give more depth of sound towards those mid basses. The system doesn't have a designated sub in it, however can be added later, or as part of a system if you're doing it yourself and you want a little bit more depth, you can do as well. But for this client, what he wanted was basically no cosmetic change. So there is no change whatsoever on the interior of this car. There is literally not a drop, no controllers, no nothing. It's just as it was. You jump in the car like we are now, and you're going to play some music via the factory system. So you've got new tweeters, OEM locations, the mids and the mid basses OEM location using our 3D printed speaker adapters. Then the amplifier is actually mounted right in the rear quarter panel, hidden out away, completely hidden out of sight. So literally there's not a drop on display here, and that is exactly what our client was after. And every car is different. Every client is different in what they want for their car and what their car means to them and what they want to do with it and how they use their car. And it's nice that with audio you can actually configure that. You can change it, you can adapt it to exactly how you want it in the car. So it is, you'll hear in a minute, it is kind of lacking that little bit of low end bass. Obviously a mid bass driver can never deliver that. However, it's a huge step up from where the vehicle came into us to where we are now. So it'd be nice to actually just showcase it to you, so you guys can hear it for yourself and kind of just see the final results of a system like this. I mean, volume wise, that's half, so that's a massive difference to what it was before.
You could say anything, but it could mean everything, cause you said it to the right person and they needed
the clarity.
But isn't it sickening? You can say you're in love with them, but it won't mean anything at all.
It's just
that's not your fault.
The power of the system, the presence.
Life's funny like that. You lose one thing, get another one back. You thought you knew, but it wasn't a fact. No, no, your whole life, but it was all an act. There's
the difference is mega.
You tell him he's all you see. Tell him you got his keys, cause you thought he needed them, but he's not coming back again. So he's gone, even then you won't see him again. It was convenient, but you won't be staying friends.
It's just so much better than what it was from stock. We've also acoustically deadened these doors, so giving a far better acoustic environment inside the vehicle, plus reducing some of that road noise as well. I mean, the vehicle itself is quite a noisy car actually. With it being the GT3 and being the GT3 Touring, is quite stripped down in here in terms of the interior. So there is actually a lot of road noise, so a lot of these could do with a lot more soundproofing. Just like this one, it could do with a little bit more soundproofing if road noise reduction was what you were after. But what this client was after, this is literally like a perfect fit, exactly what he was asked for, and that's exactly what we've delivered. A great sounding front end of this car, giving a far nicer experience when doing those touring trips for our client. But I mean, again, this GT3 now has had the Cambridge Cardio treatment. It sounds absolutely fantastic. The stock look is perfect for what our client wanted. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's video, and if you haven't done so already, but I'm sure you have done, smash that subscribe button. It really does help our channel out. So thank you once again for watching. I'll see you on the next one.